Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 with our little kind of pseudo championships, if you will. For this one, we are racing some B-class vehicles on a selection of off-road and cross-country circuits. Now, you could run whatever you wanted. There were no rules aside from being B-class. You could run whatever vehicle you want, but because the nature of the circuits we're going to be tackling, cross-country is often involving some big jumps, etc., you're going to see a good selection of serious trucks, essentially. I've gone for the Nissan Raid truck. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I always liked this vehicle, and so yeah, hoping it's going to work over here. You'll see pretty much everything on off-road race. Tyres, I don't think anybody would bother even trying rally, because yeah, there's not even going to be the tiniest bits of tarmac around for this. Actually, this one has like a tiny strip of tarmac, but everything's going to be on off-road race tyres. But yeah, you can see we've got things like the Raid truck, you've got Range Rovers, you've got a Ram in here, you've got a Ford Raptor, but you've also got things like an Evo, there's a Tirana, there's a Camaro. I mean, they're all going through, there's a Fiesta in fact, which is a very brave choice of vehicle. They're all likely to be all-wheel drive in B-class. You're going to be wanting to go for that. I've got 550 horsepower in this. I think the Raptor's up to some 600 odd horsepower. The Ram's probably got even more than that. Yes, it's going to be heavy, but they're going to have quite a lot of power for accelerating out of these twistier sections, and at straight line speed, the cross-country circuits often have good opportunities to use your straight line speed. Now, these jumps are where the off-road machines are going to come into their own. Things like my Raid truck, things like the Raptor, because we're going to be better on the landings. The Mini, I don't know about the Bel Air. That's an interesting one. I mean, it's gasser style, so it has got quite a lot of ground clearance. The answer for that is it's bad on the landings of the jump. I just saw it had all sorts of problems. The Ram is probably going to be quite good on the landings. It looks like my truck is one of the best vehicles on the landings that we've seen so far. Whether that's going to continue or not is anyone's guess. Ram carries a lot of speed around. I've actually got a lot of momentum around that final corner. Here we go across the jump. The Mini leads. I mean, we would have had a good landing, I think, but we landed on a Vandura, which, funnily enough, isn't conducive. This is a very big gaggle of cars, trucks, and other assorted things. The Fiesta looks very out of place here. Okay, Nissan, don't land on the Fiesta. All is good. Yeah, we're really good on the landings. Unfortunately, there's so much traffic around. Surprised. Normally, cross-country races, you do not end up with a field of vehicles close together. Or not like this close together. You can have some very good cross-country races, but you normally end up a little bit more spread out. I'm surprised to see this group staying as close as it is so far. I mean, it's not going to stay like this at every race and all that. I'm struggling. I don't think I quite have the power here compared to some of the vehicles. I mean, 550 horsepower is not bad. I do weigh nearly 5,000 pounds. In fact, I mean, for this, I have the V8 and I have a supercharger on the V8. I actually had to... Oh, crap, we're going to land on a Mini! Whoa! No, we're really good at that landing there. My truck is really good on that landing. It's better than anything else on that final land. That is a really... If there's a place where you want to be good, the landing just before the start-finish line is a good place to be very strong. Yeah, we're better than the Raptor and the Ram. Why is this so good compared to everything else? That is odd. That is not something I would have expected. It's a strange thing to have as your main strength, but I'll take what I can get pretty much. Yeah, because even the Ram is all over the place on these landings. I lost where my train of thought was going, because I got curious about that. I mean, we seem a little bit down on power, perhaps, compared to some of the other things around here. I think that is... That goes. The Ram has great cornering ability, which has surprised me. The Raptor, I know they're pretty good. I say I have built a Ram on Horizon 4 that was very strong. Maybe we want a third for that. Yeah, we are better than the Ram on that landing, but we were not close enough to make the most of it. So we'll see if we can get ourselves in a position to find a way past it. It's just the corner before that final jump, the Ram is very, very strong through. So I've not got an answer to it at that point. We're okay elsewhere. We're going to try and carry momentum down there. We just can't get turned in quite as well as that Ram in some of these places. Although this time here we've got a good run and we are to the inside as we head up the hill. Come on, Nissan, you can take the lead of the race here, and we do. Things are getting a little bit more spread out. I know the Ram is likely to be fast here, so we will try and cover it off a little bit. It's not good enough. The Ram will retake the lead, but doesn't... Oh, it lands awkwardly. That's not intentional, by the way. Yeah, I know that's not an intentional wipeout. That thing landed and just bounced, and you are at the mercy of where it bounces. It's a big truck to be bouncing about. So, yeah, that was not an intentional try and push outside of the checkpoint there. That was the Ram wanted to do what the Ram wanted to do. We had a little bit of a shonky time through there. We are going to keep it neat and tidy as we can here. Try and open up the steering, make the most of that downhill section. Ram wants to get to the inside. I do not want to make it easy for the Ram. If it's going to find a way past, it's going to have to try and do it as difficult way as possible. We're coming up towards the... this is the final corner, if you like. We've just got acceleration zone. We're off that final corner nicely for the raid truck. We'll have it in third, ready to go. Oh, typical. The one time we had a bad landing and the Ram bounced off the top of us. You know what? Thank you, Forza. We were all set for that. We did have a shonky landing. I should have left it in fourth. Perhaps that was what was making it work. The one time I had a shonky landing and the Ram didn't get it because it bounced off our roof. I'm kind of glad, though, we didn't get punched through the floor, if I'm honest with you. I tell you what, the Bel Air was fast. Bel Air got a very, very quick lap time. That's impressive. Yeah, well, that was an interesting time. The Nissan has its strengths, apparently in the landing department. Might struggle elsewhere, but we shall see how it goes. We head to the Baja Circuit for our next race. There are a couple of big jumps here as well. It's going to be potentially good for the Nissan, although this will be more of a, I say, grip circuit, if you like, in relative terms, of course. We're speaking here. Do you know what we're going to see? The Bel Air might be fast. I think that's going to be one to watch for. The Ram I expect to be quite strong here. Me and the Raptor might be quite similar in terms of pace. Who knows? Yeah, maybe some of the cars might not do too badly here. The more normal cars might not be too terrible here. By virtue, you have got a big jump after this first corner, but other than that, the rest of the circuit is fairly tame. I mean, we race cars around here a lot, so yeah, I should think they'll not be. This will be one of the stronger places for them. It's not as extreme as the cross-country circuits that we're going to go to. We're going to see what we can do with the raid truck. Oh, that was not quite the line through there, really, was it? It's trying something, but we don't quite have the grip to really make it work. We will swing. Oh, the Raptor went for the water. I mean, I say fair enough. I was not going to be going for that one. However, you know, you can. I don't actually really like that tight line through there. That was the option because that's just where I was on the track, but it's not really where I want to be. We have got a Bel Air all over the back of us. Yeah, so my lack of straight line, it is surprising, this thing. But I have got Forza Aero on the front. There is a reason for that, and that was dropping the PI down. Because, as I said, I wanted the engine and I wanted the power, you know, I said 550 horsepower. I wanted that level of power. Maybe the front aero is reducing our top speed. You know, there is some drag, potentially some top speed reduction, but I wouldn't have thought it'd be by that much. It's 3 wide over second place at the moment. Vandura leads the way in all of this, although it's about to potentially lose out to the Raptor. I mean, we're catching. If they want to fight each other and we make it a 5-car battle, it may well become an even bigger battle than that if the Camaro and Bel Air decide to join in the fray. The advantage we get is, of course, we're not attacking or defending the whole way. The Raptor can try sliding. All it does is create a very big roadblock and doesn't really work. Second gear doesn't cut it for me through there at all. The Raptor's out wide on the Bel Air. We are once again going to be stuck on the side of the road I don't want to be. No, we're not. We're going to clear the Land Rover because I want to try to avoid the water. Ooh, although I say that, we've got all sorts of crossed up. I'm fine running that high line. I actually like the high line through that corner. It's where I put my vehicle when I'm not racing cars anyway, because I can just sweep off the turn. I can just carry all the speed off the turn and barrel down here quite nicely. The Ram's in trouble with a wall. The Raptor's battling the Vandura. I'm just going to go past on the inside here. And we will Oh, yeah, the Ram was chucking it about, it just doesn't work. You might get one corner occasionally where it works, but it's just too often you're going to be too slow through the corner. I think at that time it ended up stricken across the track in front of a bunch of other vehicles. So, I mean, it's helped me out, because we managed to sort of sneak past no problem. I think the Ford has got a little too much pace for me here. We might be able to get the Vandura before the end of the race, but we shall see here. We will try and sweep down on this corner, follow the Raptors line a little bit more. Now, I'm fine running up top here if we can get that speed off the corner, which we can't quite. It was maybe a little ambitious trying to find a way past the Vandura there. It was worth a go, worth a little bit of an explore perhaps in terms of a line. Yeah, it didn't quite work. The Vandura is going to go through the middle of the puddle. I'm happy with the high line. Vandura might want to try and take it away. Oh, okay, I pushed myself a little too hard through there. The Raptor's gone. That is into the distance, and barring a missed checkpoint, I don't think there's anything that we can really do about it. Yeah, I mean, we've been trying a few things this lap that have probably slowed us down a smidge, but even if we were on our road, I don't think we've got the pace to chase quite down that Raptor. Yeah, there's some squabbling still going on further back. It's going to be, for me, this is going to be second is the best we're going to potentially be able to get, but don't throw away third. Don't miss a checkpoint. Try to get second, essentially. So we have got a decent sized gap back to the Range Rover. We'll launch it across the jump. Again, we're really, really strong on the landing here, and that has got us to the inside of the Vandura, but it will put us on a really tight line through here, and it'll sort of struggle, try and carry momentum again around the outside of the Vandura. We're side by side. There is some space for us down here. Now, we won't quite get off that corner as well as I'd want to, and here comes that Vandura again. God damn it. We're going to try and jump, so we're going to be not on the line that I really want to be on here. And sure enough, the Vandura sweeps around the outside, and now I'm not going to be out of time to do anything about it. A little squabbling has actually brought the Range Rover back into the fight, and the Bel Air's not that far away. God damn it. I mean, unless we can do something miraculous at this final corner, which we haven't really been our best place on the track. No, we're not going to have an answer to the Vandura. It's going to hold on to second. It was a good race, though. It has been an enjoyable race here. Just didn't quite get ourselves in the position we wanted to at the right time. Vandura will hold on to second. We will take third place, though. The Raptor was further down the road and didn't really have an answer for that one there. The Bel Air looked quick when it wasn't in traffic, so I suspect that might get the fastest lap time. It will certainly be a respectable lap time from that vehicle. Yeah, 1:16.8. It was fast. It didn't have an answer for the Raptor. Just ran out of time, really, trying to to overtake the Vandura. But yeah, it was at the end of the day. The important bit was that was a good fun race. We head off to a cross-country circuit next. This is probably my favourite of the cross-country circuits in the game, actually. The one that kind of loops through the temples. We basically cannot keep 12 people connected for any of these races because Forza is being especially problematic. I'm surprised we've got 11, to be fair. I think the Nissan Raid will probably be decent around here. There's a couple of jumps for it to do its thing on. Nothing extreme, though. Yeah. I think we might have a car that can possibly fight for the podium. Hopefully, it will. Hopefully, it'll go our way. I expect the Bel Air to be fairly quick again here. The Raptor's likely to be strong. The Range Rover was pretty good last time as well. So there's a lot of quite quick vehicles in this. It should be a good battle. The back end of this just slide about a smidge when I don't want it to, and I mean, it's not the biggest problem in the world. It's just it loses a bit of time. Funnily enough, the back end's moving around. You're just going to be losing that little bit of momentum that you want to be going forward and is actually not. We can make up potentially some time here. I want to jump. I don't want to jump past the checkpoint, but I do want to jump to the right a little bit because I want to get all the wheels on the land as soon as possible because, you know, less time in the water the faster we go. We're fighting 3 wide there. The Vandura got a bit squeezed in the middle between the Camaro and my Nissan. It's not really the place you want to be. We're stuck a little bit here. The Bronco struggling for grip, unfortunately, is going to end up in front of me. I've got nowhere to go. There's a lot of metal between me and the next corner. We'll come out of all of that and we will make up some positions. The Bel Air's on the march. The Fiesta's still in the fight here. It is hilariously ugly. Like, the Camaro kind of looks the part. You've got sort of the rusty paint, you've got the off-road tyres and everything. It sort of looks the part. The Fiesta just looks like someone's turned up with their first car and is up against a bunch of trophy trucks. Does look very... the Bel Air also kind of looks the part in terms of, you know, it's lifted, it's... Okay, I know it's supposed to be a gasser, but, you know, it's sort of got what looks a little bit more off-roady credentials. And then there's just a random green Fiesta. But, you know, I mean, that's what makes Forza fun, is that you have this sort of nonsense go on. We're going to battle side by side with the Camaro up the hill here. We will... Now, we'll get the position on the way into the corner, so whether we can hold this on the exit is the difficult part. Is the line I tend to take through there, and indeed we can. The gas has got a lot of speed, though. The Bel Air is having a look to the inside. Didn't want to go for it just yet. I think it will probably get a pass done before the end of the race. Oh, and I'm on a terrible line through there. Well, you'll get it done there now, I should think. Oh, look, we got stuck. So... yeah, I messed that corner up completely. Just misjudged where I needed to turn in, and yeah, not good times for me. I mean, we kept the place, but that was entirely because I guess the Bel Air was not expecting me to end up wandering out wide. Not an intentional block there, we just bounced off the wall, and that's where our vehicle went to. It's a pain, but it's only going to be a matter of time until that gasser finds a way past, I should think. Not crazy far off the Mini in terms of pace. The top two are a little bit gone, and I'm not sure there's much I can do about it. We can use the sneaky trick there, jump towards the land, and we've made a little bit more ground on the Mini. Here comes that gasser again. Jesus, it's fast in a couple of sections. Very fast in a couple of sections. It's very quick in some, and then not very quick in others. It's gone there. And it is passed briefly, although we're going to go and retake the position here. Right, let's actually try and get this corner right this time around. Well, it's better. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was right, that one, but it was better. Okay, can I chase down the Mini before the end of this race? Not in that gear, I won't. We'll fourth gear through here. Mind the tree and everything. Reel the Mini in a little bit. Come on, Nissan. We can do this. So I think the gas has got a lot of straight line speed, but just doesn't like the corners. That might be because tyres are much smaller than these big off-road trucks. Something along those lines would be my guess. Yeah, who knows what we're going to see by the end of this, because we are reeling the Mini in. Is the Mini going to take similar line to me, not quite as far across to the right? And we're only going to have a couple of corners to do something here, though, aren't we? Really? We're going to end up actually out a little bit wide. I'm jumped on the power as soon as I dare. It looks like the Raptor has held off the charge of the Land Rover. The Bel Air is a little further back, and I'm trying to go for... No, not quite worked through here. Trying some different lines. It's the best I've got through that final corner this time out, but I've just not quite had enough of a chance to find a way past the Mini. Another good race. Good battle with the Bel Air in that one. We did manage to just pull a gap to it on that final lap, get clear. Just ran out of time trying to pass the Mini. Yeah, and it's not too bad. It's around the podium. It's not a million miles off the Range Rover and Raptor. In fact, to be fair, a lot of the top vehicles, not that bad. The Bel Air had a bad final lap. That fell back. The Evo came across in 5th. That lap time also not that bad. Not quite on the podium, but another very, very enjoyable race. We head to the Caldera Circuit for our next race. This more technical circuit for the vehicles to deal with. No real jumps for my Nissan to be fast at. Yeah, this is a lot more kind of handling based. I'm not expecting to be great here. We're not bad on the twisty stuff, but it doesn't seem to really be where we excel at. So we might be able to scrape it towards a podium. I think the Bel Air will struggle a bit here. If that did look a handful in the corners, if that continues, that might well struggle around this track. We will have to wait and see what we can do, what might transpire in this one. The Range Rover might come good at this track. We're going to end up out very wide and up into the wall through there. Not what we wanted. I got the thing stuck on the rocks and just too much speed. Not a good turn one. It could have been worse for us, but it could have been an awful lot better. Ooh, that was very close to not making it. We're going to run into a whole heap of trouble, perhaps, through here. We're going to be stuck on a... Everyone's going to be battling through here, and I'm going to try and sneak a Nissan Rally Raid truck through. There was a gap. We found a gap. Unfortunately, we are onto the outside of a ram, or the ram finds some rocks and will lose speed. I was hoping to get the ram in a position where it had to lift, basically. It kind of worked in the end. We will move up into 6th. The problem is, starting from back there, I don't launch very well. The general theme of this vehicle is it's just not that quick in terms of straight line speed. But yeah, the general theme, we don't launch very well, and we've not really been able to make up, I would say, enough ground. Even if we had the fastest vehicle in the field, the gap to the lead by the end of the first lap is already quite substantial. So it'd always be difficult for us. Got a good change of direction through that section. It looks like, yeah, the Bel Air and Mini are having a giant tussle over the last spot on the podium, and me and the Vandura are coming to join in. This could be a very fun battle over 3rd place. We'll have to wait and see. See how much the Bel Air struggles in the corners compared to the rest of us, and then how badly we struggle in a straight line compared to it. We might even bring the Ram with us in all of this, so this could be an interesting battle. I fear for me we're going to get stuck in traffic, or continue to be stuck in traffic. Might get underneath the Vandura here though. Vandura left a gap. Oh, not quite got my gears in the right place for that to work. Although Vandura's driven in quite fast to the start of that sort of chicane. Got some speed. We're on the outside of the Vandura. We're going to send it and hope we can make it work, and we do. The Nissan is up another place. Okay, we're into 5th now. Can we find a way past the Mini? We've got straight line speed on the Mini down here. I was actually expecting the Mini to defend a little bit more into turn 1. Ambitious around the outside there, not going to lie. Worth a try. Didn't quite work there. We'll cut back for the exit. We'll run up the hill. I think we can get the Mini before we get to the next corner. Okay, that puts me into 4th place. Can I chase down the Chevy? The top 2 are gone. The Land Rover leading the way. Little gap back to the Raptor, but they are in a different league, really, to us lot. Oh, I missed the checkpoint. Oh, I'm so annoyed at myself. I got the weight transfer going, and I just mistimed it. I was greedy trying to chase down the Bel Air. Mistimed the sort of change of direction. Oh, we've been so quick through that section as well. I shouldn't have got greedy. It's one of those. I would have been better off, I say, settling for 4th, but not push so crazy trying to get 3rd. But not that. Well, I say not that. I was pushing it. It was just a slight miscalculation on getting the change of direction. You're kind of predicting when you're going to need to be turning in through that section. You kind of try to flick the vehicle and yeah, carry as much momentum as you can, and I just expected the weight transfer to have it carry a little further along, basically, and it just didn't quite work out as I wanted it to. I am disappointed. I am disappointed by that one. I mean, you know, it happens at the end of the day. Oh, the Vandura missed a checkpoint as well. Bugger. It was a great race up until that point. It was a wonderful race up until that point. Ah, dear. Well, at least, you know, we had a good 4 out of 5 laps with the Nissan. Yeah, what was it? The Range Rover took victory in that one. We did not have the pace at the top 2. We were a second down on a quite short circuit. Not great for us. But, yeah, fun battle nevertheless. We head into our final race. I've enjoyed this sort of off-roading stuff so far. There are a couple of big jumps here that the Nissan, in theory, should be good at on the landing. I think overall it won't be enough to make up the time that we will lose down some of the straights to the likes of the Raptor, to the likes of the Range Rover perhaps. But it might be somewhere where we can make up a little bit of lap time, at least. We'll see how it goes. We are starting a long, long way back in all of this, which isn't great. You know, we'll see what we can do in trying to make our way forward. It certainly shouldn't be the worst one for us. The Bel Air might be quite decent. Again, Bel Air's got some good straight line speed. It doesn't like the corners, but on the more open parts of this, it might not be too bad. We will chuck our car through here, and yeah, this is where I'm hoping the landing, the strength of the Nissan will show. I mean, you can see it is just, for whatever reason, really good. I haven't done anything to the suspension either. This is just on standard suspension, actually, because I don't think you get any like rally suspension as an option, because, well, it's a rally truck, so standard suspension essentially is. Maybe just default setup is good on the bumps. It's a shame it's a little bit down on power. If it was that little bit faster down the straights, it would be an absolute beast. As it is, it's just a little bit sluggish compared to some others. Much better down there, as we're all going to get stopped for this hairpin. I'll try and duck underneath. The Bel Air is really struggling for some speed. Range Rover's going to get back onto the circuit, having gone deep at the hairpin. We get caught between the Evo and a Range Rover. Oh, there's a Mini having a look there. Hopefully we can carry... Oh dear. Ugh. We have fused briefly with an Evo. Jeez. We're still bouncing along with the Evo. The Bel Air's in all sorts of trouble. The Evo's in all sorts of trouble as well. I had nowhere to go in that one. I saw the Bel Air spinning, and there was just nothing I could do about it. Yeah, that's unhelpful. That's not what you really want as you come around a corner, or come over a jump. I don't know how that got in trouble, but never mind. We're going to have landed on if we're not careful. If other vehicles can land on me, that seems to help their landings for maintaining momentum. Again, we've got some speed going on in this now. Yeah, it's really, really weird. I'm glad we found the one thing, the party trick of the raid truck. It's the only thing it excels at to the rest of the lobby. It's a bit too slow down the straights for some of the vehicles like the Ram and the Raptor, and it's not as good in the corners as some of the other things like the Range Rover, but the landings of the jumps, it is second to none. We will try and slow you down here. Nissan, if we're on wide, as long as we get it back across in time, doesn't matter if we're a bit too wide through there, although that was... Yes, it doesn't matter, it's not the worst thing in the world, I just don't want to keep doing that, because you will lose a smidge of time. And there's always a chance, if I struggle to get it back across in time, you miss a checkpoint. That is bad. We're back up onto the podium at least. The Ram is battling away with the Raptor up ahead as they take over these jumps. The Raptor looked all out of shape, actually. That did not look... I don't know whether there was contact. Yeah, again, as soon as we get to this really bumpy section, we're off, we're gone. We absolutely fly across that section. We will barrel into turn one. Okay, what can we do? Got a couple of laps to go. I guess we probably want to keep it in fourth here. That landing there is notoriously iffy for vehicles. I mean, it wasn't great for me. We did get sort of thrown about a bit, but it was better than the trucks in front of us, basically. I'm trying to follow their path through the street furniture. Anything that can help me with straight line speed is desperately needed. As that is, as I said, that's what I feel like we're lacking. Not sure my gear ratios are quite right either, really. I don't know really. I find myself not quite knowing what gear I want to be in half the time. We're down towards the hairpin. The Ram is trying to take a really, really tight line. I'm not sure that's going to particularly work. The Raptor's fighting back and is going to take the lead of the race. Yeah, I did see that Ford was taking a funky line across the jump to try and set it up better for the final corner. I like it. I like the thinking there. Although it's always going to struggle because I think the Ram is just going to outrun it down here. And we can just maintain our momentum. We can maintain our speed across these bumps better. Admittedly, it's helpful that we're not swapping paint, we're not banging doors. That will also help us with the keeping up our momentum. If they want to fight side by side, this might actually really help me if they want to drive like that. We'll chuck the car into turn one here. Because, yeah, if you're side by side, they're losing momentum at points that would be useful for them to have momentum, because we're now in the fight. We've turned up. We are here. We're a contender in this one. We're not the strongest, and we struggle with our straight line speed in a couple of places, but we have got good momentum across those bumps towards the finish line, which is useful, although last time we were in this situation we got landed on and screwed over. But let's try and not curse the commentator at this time around. Let's not miss a checkpoint either, that would be bad. Yeah, I like the kind of diagonal jump approach here, although I've gone too deep. We've all made an absolute mess of it. The ram's gone round and I've had to have a huge lift. I was making a mess of that corner on my own. It was then made 10 times worse by the ram having its own trouble through there, and yeah, it has not worked out. The Raptor will go off and take victory unless it falls over on the landing of this final jump for whatever reason. God damn it. Well, we'll try and sneak our way past. If the ram loses any speed on the landing, we might be able to do it. I think we will sneak a second at the death. Oh, that was a good race. Again, that was a good race. That was a good race. I think I was always going to struggle to beat the Raptor. Despite what went on the hairpin, I think we were going to struggle to do it. Just because the gap was a little bit too much. We did get fastest lap of the race, though. Which I'm very happy to take. The Bel Air was quick as well, down in 7th, but probably a little bit uncontrollable at times. Yeah, this has been a really interesting adventure. There's been some strange goings on. The Range Rover was fast at places, the Raptor was fast in places, the Ram was quick in others. My Nissan worked on one tiny aspect, and that was it should have won at the first track, really. Was desperately unlucky, and had more pace at that final track than I thought. It did have more pace there than I thought it was going to. But there we go. Well, that was an interesting time. That was an interesting time indeed for the raid truck. And that, though, is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the first the community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.